is Kimi. I'm one of the yoga instructors here at Santa Anita Hot Yoga. Welcome. We will be doing a slow flow class today. You might want to have at least one block close by. We will be doing a twisted triangle at one point, and it's always nice to have some support if you're pretty tight. If you don't have a block, you could always find like a paperback book to use as a block, or if you have something similar to that, you might want to grab it at home. We will also potentially be using a strap. If you don't have a strap, you could use belt loop, anything that looks like this that would help. You don't have to use props, but I personally like to use them. I find them to be pretty helpful. And we will get started. Since I'm not with you in person, I really encourage you to take modifications if you need it. Please err on the side of safety. If something doesn't feel right in your body, then just don't do it. Highly recommend using props. It's just the safest way to help you get into poses when no one else is really around you. So for today, we will start in Supta Baddha Konasana. 2 blocks is nice. If you don't have 2 blocks, you could grab some throw pillows or your sleeping pillows. That will be supportive also. So we'll start on our mats. We'll scoot forward, hold lightly behind your thighs, and then very slowly start to slowly recline yourself down onto your back. And then when you get there, soles of the feet will come together, knees will start to open. Find your blocks, props, books, pillows, whatever you've got, and just shimmy them underneath your thighs or your knees for support. We are going to be here for about 5-7 minutes, so I highly recommend that you use props just because it'll be a little bit more supportive and gentle on the hips. Arms can come by the side body at a 45-degree angle, palms to face the ceiling. You could also take one hand to heart, one hand to belly if that feels right for you. And close your eyes. So you at home will stay here. I'm just going to sit on up to walk you through the beginning of our practice. So here you are reclined in Supta Baddha Konasana. Give yourself a couple of moments to start to check in. Maybe noticing the areas of the body that are touching the ground. Areas of the body that have deeper pressure and softer pressure. Any areas of the body that feel tight and tense. And any areas of the body that feel soft. And then do a quick little mental scan, just noticing any thoughts, distractions, feelings that you might be bringing with you into this space. And see if you can start to turn them off by either saying the word in as you inhale and the word out as you exhale. Or you could set an intention for your practice, something that is going to help draw you back onto your mat into the present moment when the mind starts to get a little distracted and the body starts to get tired. What's going to remind you of why you showed up onto your mat this morning or this afternoon, today? And then without changing anything, just start to notice your breath. Maybe follow the next inhalation as the air travels into the nose, into the throat, into the lungs. Noticing what it feels like, how long it takes for you to inhale. And then again, without changing anything, maybe do the same thing on your next exhalation, just following the air as the breath comes out of the lungs, out of the throat, and out of the nose. Noticing how long it takes for you to empty out. And again, any texture or temperature to the exhalation. And we will begin this morning's practice with pranayama exercise. The whole purpose of pranayama is for you to start to cultivate your mind-body connection. So as we move through our breath work, notice any sensations that come up for you physically, mentally and even emotionally, and not holding any judgment for what experiences come up for you, just noticing and just acknowledging. So for today's pranayama, we'll be doing 3-part breath. And you get to stay where you're at. You're still lying down in Supta Baddha Konasana. Today's breath, 3-part breath. So when you're ready, completely empty out all of the air in your lungs. Let it all out. And when you inhale, fill just the bottom third of your lungs and pause. Inhale to fill the middle third of your lungs and pause. And then inhale, fill all the way up to the base of the throat, pause at the top. And then through the nose, exhale, release your throat, chest, belly, and completely empty out the lungs. And then again, inhale, fill just the bottom third of your lungs and pause. Inhale to fill the middle third and pause. And inhale, fill all the way up to the base of the throat, pausing at the top, again, staying full. And then through the nose, slowly exhale, release the nose, throat, chest, and completely empty out the lungs. So do a few more rounds of 3-part breath on your own. And again, take advantage of this time to notice and acknowledge what's coming up for you physically. Any physical changes in the body, mental changes, so thoughts, clarity, and any emotional sensations that might come up for you. What feelings are coming up for you? Now, the base of your next exhale, we're going to reverse the action. So this time we'll take a nice deep full breath in, moving from the base of the lungs all the way up to the base of the throat. We pause at the top. And then this time, exhale, release the top third of your lungs and pause. Exhale to release the middle third of your lungs and pause. And exhale to completely empty out the lungs. And again, inhale, deep, full breath in from the base of the lungs all the way up to the base of the throat. We pause at the top. And again, exhale, release the top third and pause. Exhale to release the middle third and pause. And exhale to completely empty out the lungs. So do a few more rounds of 3-part breath, taking breaks and your exhalations each third of the way down. And again, taking advantage of this time to just notice and acknowledge whatever experiences come up for you. And then after you've done a few rounds, you can come back to your natural breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And we'll just take a few more rounds of breath to settle in. If you'd like to add your Ujjayi pranayama, your victorious breath, you could do that. Just adding a little restriction to the back of the throat when you exhale through your nose. And then you can either keep your eyes closed or gently blink your eyes open and we'll get started. So using your hands to draw the knees together, move any props that might be at your side. I would say just move them overhead so that they're not in the way. And then you get to hug the knees into the chest, give them a little squeeze. You can rock side to side, front and back, whatever feels good for you as you start to massage the back and massage the spine. And make sure you're slow about it. No rush to get where we're going. Be gentle to your body as you wake it up. And then finding some stillness in the body. Keep the knees into the chest. Open up the arms to a T. Coming into a simple twist. Arms stay where you have them, knees stay where you have them. Just lower the legs all the way over to the left and anchor the right shoulder down. Simple twists. You can gaze forward, you can gaze to the right or to the left, whatever feels most comfortable for you. If you're feeling this in the lower back at all, you could always take one of your props and shimmy it underneath the legs. Lifts the legs up. That way it keeps the shoulder anchored down and helps support the back and the hips as we come into the twist. So if that feels better for you, you could always take that modification. A few more breaths here. And then engaging the core a little bit. Inhale, draw the knees through center, and exhale, we'll take them over to the other side. Remember, if you want to shimmy a block underneath the legs, a book, a pillow, again, whatever feels good for you, and take your gaze whatever direction feels right for you. Few more breaths. And then we'll actually stay where we're at. We're going to roll all the way over to the right side. So left arm comes over to meet the right hand. Use your hands to very slowly press yourself up to sit. And then take a seat on the mat. So I'm going to face you so you see where we're going. Have your strap or belt close by if you want to use it. Legs come out in front of the body. Release the flesh from underneath your sit bones. Both legs straight, both feet flex, sit nice and tall. Use your hands to bend the right leg and plant your right foot onto the mat. So left leg stays straight, foot stays flexed. Left hand comes behind you, right arm comes up to the ceiling. Inhale, sit tall. So we're lengthening the spine. Exhale, twist to the left and pause. Inhale, we find a little bit more length. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Grab a hold of the pinky side edge of your foot. If the pinky side edge of the foot isn't available, you get to find your strap, your bathrobe, whatever it is you're holding on to. Shimmy it around the foot. Grab a hold of the strap with your hand, your right hand. Left hand stays behind you. Inhale, we get a little longer through the spine. Exhale, twist a little bit more to the left. You're going to feel it in the left IT band right away. That's what we want. Inhale, we get longer. This time, exhale, we hinge right shoulder towards the left foot a little bit more and breathe. Notice if you're crunching the shoulders up, see if you can relax them away from the ears, broaden across the collarbones. Maybe you even take your gaze past the left shoulder. And make sure the right leg isn't hanging out by itself. So keep your right foot planted on the floor, flexing the left foot a lot. 2 more breaths. Inhale, let's get a little longer through the spine. Exhale, maybe you hinge a little bit deeper. 1 more time. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to hinge. Then very slowly, let's come back to center. Leave your right foot where you have it this time. Right hand behind you, left arm up to the ceiling. Inhale to sit nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the right and pause. Inhale, we sit taller, crown of the head lengthening to the ceiling. Exhale, twist a little bit more and pause. 1 more time. Inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, you can either hook the elbow to the outside of the thigh. You could always hug the knee if that feels good. Don't forget about the left leg. So press the left thigh down, flex the left foot. Inhale, we sit taller. Exhale, we twist deeper. Belly button goes with you. Again, let's all roll the shoulders away from the ears. Broaden across the collarbones a little bit more. Maybe you take your gaze past the right shoulder and breathe. And then very slowly unwind. Use your hands to guide the right hip open, sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Left leg stays straight, foot stays flexed. Inhale, we sit tall. Exhale, grab a hold of your foot. Like I said before, if your foot's not available, find your strap, your belt, whatever you're holding on to. Grab a hold of your strap. This brings the foot to you. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, hinge a little bit deeper. So stay where you're at. I'm just going to demo what not to do and what to do. So oftentimes in this pose, we end up slouching the back, rounding the spine. This isn't doing anything for our body. It's not preparing us for our poses for the day. So make sure you're reaching the heart forward. So I would rather you be up here than down here. So lengthening the heart forward versus slouching. 2 more breaths. And then very slowly release your strap, your foot, whatever you're holding on to. Come on up to sit. Use your hands, bring the left or right knee back into the chest and extend it out to meet the left. So we'll switch sides. Bending the left foot, planting the foot here. Right hand goes behind you, left arm to the ceiling. So we'll stretch the right IT band this time. Inhale, we sit tall. Exhale, we twist to the right and pause. Inhale to find length. Exhale, hinge. Grab a hold of the pinky side edge of the right foot with your left hand. Remember, if the foot's not available, find your strap. Shimmy your strap underneath the foot. Bring your foot to you. Let's inhale, get a little longer. Exhale, twist a little more to the right. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hinge a little bit deeper. Let's roll the right shoulder open, broaden across the collarbones. Don't forget about the left leg, so plant your left foot down, hug the left knee in, and breathe. So again, we want to feel this in the right IT band, a little bit in the right hip. And breathe. Maybe notice if the mind is already getting distracted. In as you say, in as you inhale, X as you exhale, or bring your focus back to your intention. And then very slowly unwind. Leave the strap where you have it. We'll use it in a moment. Right hand goes up, left hand goes behind you. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, twist to the left and pause. Inhale, can you grow a little taller? Before you exhale, twist a little deeper. Again, taking your belly button with you. Inhale, sitting a little bit taller. Exhale, you can either hook the elbow to the outside of the thigh, as long as you're not cranking your knee to the right, or you can hug the knee. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, broaden across the collarbones. Maybe you take your gaze past the left shoulder. Don't forget about the right leg. It likes to hang out. See if you can press the thigh down, flex the foot. Keep energy and activity in the right leg. 2 more breaths. And then slowly unwind. So using your hands, helping the left hip open, sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Right leg stays straight, foot stays flexed. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, grab a hold of your foot or your strap. Again, lengthening the heart towards the toes. Be mindful that you're not pointing your foot. We want to flex it. That way we're working into the hamstrings and to the calf a little bit. Helps to prepare the body for what's to come. A few more breaths. Maybe notice how this side feels compared to the other side. Maybe if the same reactions, experiences are coming up, or if it's different. And then very slowly release your foot, strap whatever you're holding on to. Using your hands, bring the left knee back in and extend the left foot out to meet the right. Re-release the flesh from underneath your sit bones. Both legs straight, both feet flexed. We sit tall. Maybe you stay here with your hands by the hips in Dandasana, staff pose. Make sure you're flexing the feet a lot. You feel this in the low back and in the hamstrings. Otherwise, we all inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, grab a hold of your feet. Remember, if your feet aren't available, bring your feet to you, grab a hold of your strap, and breathe. Just like in the other pose, make sure that you're not slouching, rounding the back, so we don't want to be here. This isn't doing anything for our body. You got to sit tall, and it's almost like you're hinging forward from your hips like we do in our sun salutations. A few more breaths. And then very slowly release your foot, strap, block, whatever you're holding on to. Move your strap towards the top edge of your mat. Also have your blocks towards the top edge of your mat because you want them for later. Okay. Bend your knees, cross your ankles, come up forward to your tabletop, hands and knees. So hands will come directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. Couple rounds of cat-cow here. Inhaling to arch the back, reach the heart forward, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale to round, push the floor away, scoop up the belly. Good. So do a few rounds of cat-cow, moving with your breath. Feel free to add any extra organic movement that feels right for you. So maybe you start to circle the hips. Maybe you begin to barrel roll your spine. Maybe you circle, roll the neck and shoulders. Whatever feels right for you. And again, whatever you decide to do, make sure you're gentle with your body. So slowing things down. Few more rounds of cat-cow. Base of your next exhale, we will come to a neutral spine. So back will be flat, belly engaged, tuck your toes onto the mat, start to lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, feel free to keep a nice deep bend in the knees, you can pedal the feet side to side. Again, whatever feels right for you as you wake up the body. And then find some stillness in the legs if you haven't done so already. Next inhale, we'll shift forward to our high plank. Shimmy the feet back a few inches so that your hips and shoulders are in one line. Tailbone is drawing towards the backs of the knees. Belly is engaged. So coming into Vashisthasana, side arm plank, you'll center the right hand. Start to pivot to the pinky side edge of your right foot. Left arm will go up to the ceiling. We're pushing the floor away with the right hand. Modification, right knee can come down to the ground, or you could box out the left leg. So you'll bend the left leg, plant your left foot down. Make sure you're not sinking into this right shoulder. You got to push, push, push the floor away with the right hand, and breathe. Belly engaged, right oblique on. And then left hand comes down to meet the right, downward facing dog. And then inhale, shift on forward, high plank. We'll do Vashisthasana on the left side. So center the left hand, pivot to the right, right arm up to the ceiling. Take your modification of choice. Push, push, push the floor away with the left hand and breathe. And then right hand comes down to the mat. Hips come up and back, downward facing dog. So we'll come into our sun salutations. You can either walk your feet to your hands or walk your hands to your feet. Big forward fold when you get there. Bend the knees so much that the belly gets to rest on the thighs. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Maybe gently sway side to side if that feels good for you. And then finding some stillness in the body very slowly, one vertebra at a time. Ragdoll yourself up to stand. Head is the very last to come up. So find your way towards the top edge of your mat if you're not already there. Coming to Tadasana Mountain Pose. So feet together or hips distance apart, whatever feels best for you. Lift the toes for a moment. Feel the points of your feet that are touching the ground. Start to root through those points and then spread your toes widely onto the mat. Engage your thighs so the kneecaps start to lift up. Lengthen the tip of the tailbone towards the backs of the knees and then stand tall, crown of the head up to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, broaden across the collarbones, palms to face forward, energy through the fingertips. Maybe close your eyes, give yourself a moment to reflect on your intention that you've set. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale to reach the arms up, Utthita Hastasana, maybe the palms touch, maybe they don't. Exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. So if you need to take your hands to your shins, that's fine. Up to you. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms onto the mat, step on back to your high plank. Inhale to shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Untuck the toes when you get there. Inhale, either low cobra, so rolling the shoulders, broadening across the collarbones. Option to press on up to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. If you're an up dog, make sure your knees and thighs aren't touching the ground. You got to push the floor away with your feet and hands a little bit more. Wherever you decide to be, roll the shoulders away from the ears, broaden across the collarbones a lot. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. So here in down dog, let's spread the fingertips a little bit wider, put a little extra pressure to the thumb and pointer fingers. Insides of the elbows are going to rotate forward. Send the shoulder blades down the spine. And without lifting your heels, see if you can lift your hips a little higher by pushing the floor away with the palms. 2 more breaths. Base of your exhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze to your hands. You can step forward, hop forward, walk forward, whatever feels good for you. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach the arms up, energy in the arms. Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart center. 2 more rounds. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms, step on back to your high plank. Inhale to shift on forward. Exhale to lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to find your back bend of choice. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Base of your exhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze to your hands again, step forward, hop forward, walk forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utthita Hastasana, energy in the arms, reach the palms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good, 1 more round. Inhale, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale to Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms, step on back to your high plank. Inhale to shift it forward. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Five breaths and we're moving on to our first standing series. Next inhale, right leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. Make sure your hips stay squared down. They're not opening up. Keep those hips forward. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose. 2 more times. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, shift it forward, knee to nose. 1 more time. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, shift it forward, knee to nose, pause. Push the floor away with the palms, scoop up the belly, make space for the thigh, plant your foot forward. If it doesn't make it, that's okay. Use your hands, help the foot forward. Heel should be underneath the knee. Virabhadrasana 2. Drop the left heel down, right heel is in line with the left arch, and windmill the arms up for Virabhadrasana 2. All 5 right toes should be facing forward. Make sure your foot's not caving inward. And then look at your right knee. Make sure it's not caving in. So you got to externally rotate the right hip, right knee in line with the second right toe. Energy in the arms. Be mindful that the knee is not coming past the heel. So walk the heel forward. Heel and knee should be stacked. And then without moving your feet, slide your feet towards each other. Your pelvic floor is going to engage. Muscles are going to support you in the pose. And breathe. Trikonasana, first triangle series. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, reach forward, forward, forward until you can't reach any further. So keep length in this right side body. Find your block if you need it. Block will come to the instep of the right foot. Left arm up to the ceiling. Remember, you've got 3 block option or 3 height options for the block. You don't have to use it. You could always take your right hand down, left arm up. Let's lengthen, broaden across the collarbones. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and take the gaze up to meet the left hand. Be mindful that you're not side bending. So again, we want to get length in that right side body. Put a little pressure into the ball of the right foot to help protect the right knee. A few more breaths. Again, pressure into the ball of the right foot. We want to protect the right knee. Inhale, we start to lift the chest back up. Shoulders come over the hips. Keep the legs in triangle. Exhale to reverse your triangle. And then reverse warrior. All you got to do is bend the right knee. Be mindful it's not caving in.
External rotation from that right hip. So maybe just glance down at your knee, make sure it's in line with the toes. And then exhale, hands come down to the mat. Move any props that might be on your mat. Right foot goes back to meet your left. Take a slow vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog, up to you. And then we will do the left side. Inhale, the left leg goes up. Exhale, shift it forward, knee to nose. Again, inhale to lift it up. Exhale to shift it forward. One more time, inhale to lift. Exhale to shift, stay here. Push the floor, scoop the belly, plant the foot. Again, if it doesn't make it, walk the heel forward. Drop the right heel down, left heel in line with the right arch. Windmill the arms up, Virabhadrasana 2. So again, all 5 left toes forward. Deep bend in the left leg. Be mindful that your left knee isn't caving to the right, so slight external rotation from the left hip. Left knee should be in line with that left toe. Be mindful that the knee isn't plunging past the heel, not good for the knee. So we're going to walk that foot forward. Again, without moving anything, slide your feet towards each other so that your pelvic floor engages, your muscles are supporting you instead of your joints. A few more breaths. Next inhale, we straighten that left leg, coming into trikonasana. Inhale, reach forward, forward, forward. Remember, lengthen the left side body. Left hand goes down to the mat or a block. Right arm goes up to the ceiling. Relax the shoulder blades away from the ears. Can we get longer through the left side waist? And breathe. Remember, put pressure into the ball of the left foot to help protect the left knee. And let's take our gaze up to meet the right hand. Be mindful that you're not cranking the right arm behind you. 2 more breaths. Pressure into the ball of the left foot to protect the left knee. Inhale, start to lift the chest back up. Keep the legs in triangle. Exhale, reverse your triangle. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Being mindful of the left knee. Next inhale, bend the left leg. Reverse your warrior. And then exhale, hands go down to the mat. Left foot goes back to meet the right. Take a slow vinyasa or go straight to down dog, up to you. And then let's come down to child's pose for a moment. So take your knees down to the mat, big toes touching, release your hips to your heels. Crown of the head releases towards the floor. If your arms are feeling like they need a little break, you could always take your arms by the side body. And let's give ourselves a couple of moments to check in and reset. So maybe bring your focus back towards your intention, back towards your breath. Next triangle series coming up. Arms extend back overhead. We will make our way back to downward facing dog. So come on up, tuck your toes, lift the hips up. Adho Mukha Svanasana. This time coming into twisted triangle. So this is when blocks might be handy. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, shift forward. This time right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, right elbow. One more time. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, right elbow. Today, just for a good measure, we're going to take the foot to the outside of the right hand and drop that right foot down. Left heel comes down. So our heels are pretty wide apart. If we were to stand on up, our heels would hopefully be slightly wider than the hips, maybe hips distance, but we just don't want the feet to cross each other's paths. Making our way to Warrior One. Before you lift your chest, I highly recommend having a block, book, whatever is going to support you for your twisted triangle close by. Inhale, reach the arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. So square the hips forward, square the shoulders forward, deep bend in the right leg, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Since we're coming to twisted triangle, you might want to shorten the stance between your feet. Just be mindful that you're not crossing the legs. 2 more breaths. Inhale, we straighten the right leg. Hands can come to the heart or hips. Leading with your heart, we hinge forward from the hips. Inhale to get long. Exhale, hinge forward. Keep lengthening the spine. So tailbone is lengthening back. Crown of the head is lengthening away from the hips. Find your block. I highly recommend a block with the left hand. Inhale, let's get a little bit longer. Exhale, twist to the right. Right arm up to the ceiling. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Broaden across the collarbones. Notice if that left heel is popping up. Anchor the left heel down. Anchor the pinky side edge of the left foot down and breathe. What's coming up for you? Thoughts, feelings, physical sensations. What intention did you set? Be mindful that you're not pushing your hips to the right. Hug the outer right hip in and breathe. Right hand comes back down to the hip. Soften the right knee. Right hand down to the mat. Move your props. Left foot comes down to the mat. Right foot back to meet your left. Take a slow vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. And we will do the left side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow. Again, inhale to lift it up. Exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow. One more time, inhale to lift it up. Exhale, shift forward, left knee, left elbow. Plant your foot to the pinky side edge of the left foot, left hand, Drop the right heel down. Before you come up, grab your block, make sure it's handy. Inhale, arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. So again, square your right hip, right shoulder forward, left hip, left shoulder goes back. Inhale, straighten the left leg, hands to heart or to hips, up to you, whatever feels most available or accessible. Inhale, get long, we hinge forward from the hips. Hinge it forward, right hand down to the mat or block on the instep of the left foot. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, be mindful that you're not shifting your hips to the left, so we want to hug that outer left hip in. Inhale, we get longer in the spine. Exhale, you twist a little deeper. Is that heel popping up? Drop the right heel down and breathe. And then left hand comes to the hip, square the shoulders, soften the left knee, move your block. Hands to mat, left foot back to meet your right. Take a vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. And again, child's pose, balasana, lower the knees down, toes to touch, hips to heels, heart to floor. Coming up to our last triangle variation, and then we will put it all together. When you're ready, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Fallen triangle. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow. Again, inhale to lift it up. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow. One more time, inhale to lift it up. Exhale, shift forward, right knee, left elbow. Listen carefully. Pivot to the instep of the left foot. Karate chop that right leg forward. Left arm goes up to the ceiling. Fallen triangle pose. If this is not available, come back to your modified version of the side arm plank, Vashisthasana, perfectly fine. Can you push the floor away with the right hand a little more? Lift the hips a little higher and breathe. Left hand down to the mat. Knee to nose, right foot back, vinyasa or skip, up to you. And then we'll do the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, shift forward, left knee, right elbow. Again, inhale to lift it up. Exhale, shift it forward. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, shift, hold it here. Pivot to the instep of the right foot. Karate chop the left leg forward. Fallen triangle, right arm up. And then right hand down, left knee to chest. Left foot back to meet your right. Take a slow vinyasa or skip it. Meeting in down dog. And then again, Balasana, child's pose. Couple of breaths before we put it all together. Coming up on the grand finale for our triangle series. Let's do 3 big breaths. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale it out. 2 more times, big breath in. Open mouth, exhale out. Last time, full breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Good, so come back to your breath, back to your intention, back to your practice. We will put it all together. When you're ready, downward facing dog. So arms overhead, come on up, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Putting it all together. Inhale, right leg goes up. Virabhadrasana 2, exhale, plant your foot, drop the left heel. Make sure you have a block close by for when we get to twisted triangle. Windmill the arms up for Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, reach it forward, right hand down, left arm up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Listen carefully. Left hand comes down to meet the right. You got a heel toe, the right foot to the right. Maybe you take your left hand to a block. Exhale, twist to the right, right arm up to the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. Twisted triangle pose. And then right hand comes down to meet the left. Move the block. Left hand to the mat. We're going to come to fallen triangle. So right knee to the nose. Pivot to the instep of the left foot. Karate chop the right foot forward. Fallen triangle. And then knee to nose, left hand down, right foot back. Take your vinyasa or skip it. And then we'll do the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Virabhadrasana 2, plant your foot. Drop the heel, have your block close by if you need it for twisted triangle pose. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale to straighten, exhale, reach, 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 reach. Left hand down, right arm up. Trikonasana. And then twisted triangle, right hand down to meet the left. Heel toe the left foot to the left. You might need to shorten your stance. Find your block if you need it. Twist it to the left on your exhale. And then left hand down to meet the right. Move your block. Hands to mat, knee to chest, pivot to the instep of the right foot, karate chop the left leg forward, fallen triangle. Right hand to mat, left knee to chest, left foot back to meet your right, take a vinyasa or go straight to down dog, up to you. And then again, Balasana, child's pose, lower the knees, hips to heels, heart to floor. We're going to do it one more time, right and left, just because I feel like the second time is usually a little bit more graceful. And then it will be all downhill from there. So when you're ready, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the right leg up. Exhale, plant your foot. Drop the heel. Have your block close by if you need it. Windmill the arms up. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale to straighten the leg. Exhale, reach it forward. Right hand down, left arm up. Trikonasana. Again, think about what comes up for you as we move through our last triangle series. Left hand down to meet the right. Heel toe the right foot to the right. Find your block if you need it. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist to the right. And then right hand down to meet the left. Move your block if you've got it. Left hand down to the mat. Knee to chest, pivot to the instep of the left foot, karate chop the right leg forward, fallen triangle. And then left hand to the mat, right knee to chest, right foot back to meet the left. Take the second to last vinyasa, or skip it. Last side, left side. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, clench your foot. Drop the heel. Have your block close by if you need it. Windmill the arms up. Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to reach. Left hand down, right arm up. Trikonasana, last side. And then right hand down to meet the left. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Find your block. Exhale, twist it to the left. And then left hand down to meet the right. Move any props. Left knee to chest. Pivot to the instep of the right foot. Karate chop that left leg forward. Fallen triangle. And then right hand down. Left knee to chest. Left foot back to meet the right. Take the very last vinyasa. Or go straight to down dog. And again, we will meet in child's pose, balasana. Start to slow down the breath. We're going to start to slow down the body. When you're ready, hands will come underneath the shoulders to very slowly press yourself up to sit. Shift your hips to one side and slide the legs out in front of you. So we'll come to seated Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet will come together. If you want props, you can always have your blocks, pillows, books, whatever you've got underneath your thighs, just like at the beginning of practice. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Soles of feet together. Play around with where the heels land. The closer the heels are to the hips, more intense you're going to feel it in the hips. You might also feel it a little in the knees. So if that's the case, I would say take the feet out a little bit further. You can hold on to the ankles. You could interlace your hands around the toes. You could take your peace fingers, hook them around the big toes. So whatever feels most comfortable for you. Root the tailbone down. Inhale to sit tall. We lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. If the elbows bend, consider taking them to the inside of the thighs to help gently guide the hips open a little bit more. And just like before, try not to round the back. This takes all of the work out of the pose. See if you can instead lengthen the heart or the belly button towards the big toes. If you're up here and you feel it, stay here. No obligation to hinge forward. A few more breaths. And then inhale, slowly press yourself up to sit. Use your hands to help guide the knees together. Scoot forward onto your mat a lot. We don't need props for the rest of practice unless you want them for a supported shavasana. So if that's the case, have your blocks close by, your pillows, whatever it is you're going to hold on to. Hold lightly behind the thighs, and just like before, slowly recline yourself down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze, rock side to side. And then finding some stillness. So feet are going to come down to the mat. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh to make a figure 4. If this feels good enough for you, stay here. Perfectly fine. If you want to work deeper into the hip stretch, hug the legs into the chest. You interlace the hands behind the left leg. If you're holding onto your shin, you're putting pressure onto the front of the left knee. Not good for the knees. So make sure you're taking the hands behind the thigh. And let's shift our weight an inch to the left. You're going to feel it a little bit more on the right hip. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, maybe guide the legs a little bit closer into the chest and breathe. And then leaving your legs where you have them, open up the arms to a T, lower the legs to the left, and anchor the right shoulder down. And then inhale the legs to center, uncross the legs, plant your feet to the mat, lift your hips just an inch and release them down to help neutralize the spine. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, figure four. Again, stay here if this feels good enough for you. Otherwise, maybe you hug the knees into the chest, interlace the hands behind the right leg, shift your weight an inch to the right to help you work a little deeper into the left hip. And then again, leaving the legs where you have them, open up the arms to a T, lower the legs to the right, anchor the left shoulder down, last little twist of the day. And then drawing the knees back to center, uncross the legs, happy baby. Soles of the feet to the ceiling, open up the hips. You can rock side to side if that feels good for you. Last little pose before we come into Shavasana. And then whenever you're ready, you can hug the knees into the chest, curl the chin to the chest. See if you can squeeze every single muscle in the body. Before you exhale, release everything down onto the ground. So legs will turn out naturally from the hips, arms to the sides at a 45-degree angle. See if you can tuck one shoulder blade underneath the chest, and then the next, you're going to feel this nice little expansion across the chest. And again, if there's a variation you'd like to take, you could always take blocks underneath your knees, pillows underneath your knees if that feels good. Whatever variation, you could do Supta Baddha Konasana. Just be mindful that we're here for a while. Then close your eyes. Let's take a nice deep full breath in and pause at the top. Taking a little bit more air and pause. And then open mouth, exhale it all out. Coming to your natural, resting, uncontrolled breath. Start to quiet your mind and quiet your body. And on your next exhale, feel your front body melt into your back body. And on your next exhale, feel your back body melt into the earth. Shavasana, corpse pose. So you will be here for about 3 minutes, and then I will walk you through how to get out of it before we end our practice. So you get to hang out here in Shavasana, and I'll walk you through the rest.
changing anything, slowly draw your attention to your breath. Bring some awareness to your body. You could wiggle your fingers, your toes, to gently take your gaze side to side, whatever feels good for you. And when you're ready, very slowly begin to bend the knees and roll to the right side body and pause. And then using your hands, very slowly press yourself up to sit. Head is the last to come up. Find a comfortable seated position for you when you get there. Sit nice and tall and maybe bring your hands together at your heart center if that feels right for you. And let's try to keep our eyes closed. And take a moment to reflect on the intention that you've set for your practice. What is drawing you back into the present moment? And see if you can take that with you as you leave your mat. Your practice does not need to end here. Next, inhale, sit a little bit taller. Exhale to bow your chin to your chest. And the light within me sees and honors that same light within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me and in your comfort of our own homes. I hope you are doing well and you are safe and healthy. See you next time.